it's all over. Cancel Christmas. Hope ain't a tactic. Quit swinging at bad pitches. You guys will swing at anything. Every time you hit is not your last at bat on the planet. I made a list of 10 things I see that hitters do wrong. From young to older players, to collegiate players. All 10 of these can go in any order, right? I'm just listing 10 things. So let's get to my list. All right, here we are. Overswinging. We got to get that under control before we can really treat anything. Bad stance and setup, balance and rhythm. Those are indicators, right? If we can't keep our balance, can't keep a rhythm, we are not connected very well. Number 3, swinging up or rolling. That tells us guys are trying to launch, right? And now they're fighting gravity with their swing. That can't be good, right? Fighting gravity. They're going to roll their hands, everything else. Number 4, bad head. We need to make this the main focus, because if your head is really, really good, it's almost impossible to have everything else be bad. So if I can take one thing and I do one thing right, it gives me a real chance. That's what I'm going to do. And this is it. Walt Rainiac, unbelievable hitting coach with Hall of Famers left and right, would always say, you got one bullet in your gun, kid. When you got no rhythm and you got no timing, you got one bullet in your gun, right? You better be great with your head. And it's so true. When you're up there and you're lost and lonely, this guy's going to get you down, get you through. When Mr. Nasty's out there and you've got to stay in the strike zone or he's going to make you look silly, you better have your head in really good shape, and you teach it and you train it. If their head is sideways, left. How about sideways and left? Chin up, ear to the ground. It's over at that point. Just go sit back in the dugout. Because if your head is crappy, it's all over. Cancel Christmas. Number 5, no plan. The inability to visualize. Quit swinging at bad pitches in BP. You guys will swing at anything. No consistency with the swing at all. It's going to be very hard for you to have success. So we got to be able to stop that. How's that going to happen? It's going to happen with a good load. Number 6, a good proper load. Where at the maximum load, I have access to the strike zone, so I can get into the strike zone in the right direction without overloading, having to pull my front side or front side down so far when I lift it up, my backside collapses. It's tricky stuff. It's a balancing act, and it needs to be done with care. Number 7, casting. Casting can come from loading poorly, right? As soon as I hit the gas, my hands are going to go out. My barrel's going to get outside my hands. My hands get pulled out into the strike zone. Now I'm either getting jammed, hooking the ball out front, or cutting the ball. 8, improper hip movement. Hips flying, hips way up, right hip over, turning your hips way too far, hips leaving very early. We have to connect. We have to connect. Number 9, grip. You got to keep on working on it, and you got to really realize that these kids are probably grabbing the bat a lot firmer than they should, and that they have to not be wrapping it around their head. Take your time and work on it. All these things get better worked on at a much slower, gentler pace where we can track, trace, and control them. And last but not least, number 10, 2 hands on the bat all the time. You guys start to swing, and you pull the front side so hard it literally pulls it out of your top hand, rendering the whole backside useless. Now you hold a bat out there with 2 hands and let go with your top hand and watch what the barrel does. It goes down every time. So if you take the time to take care of these 10 ailments, you're going to have a much better chance at hitting. So I promise you this, if you get on the bags and you get to work, the bag drills and the things that go along with it, the barriers that go along with it, are going to limit you. When I say limit you, I mean it's going to force you to find control. It's going to force you to find rhythm, force you to, or you won't be able to do the drills. It's always funny because when I talk to kids and talk to parents and they ask about, what's it like in the big leagues to hit with people and how do they train? Well, I can tell you with the White Sox alone and with the A's, the soft toss work that you do, the tee work that you do, the control that they would make you have you're hardly ever just letting the bat rip and letting it go full tilt all the time. You're more working on swing health, about hands being really close to the ball and inside. Great lag, great connection, your head being in the right place at the right time. It's all about discipline. So you would think these big, strong, monstrous, big dudes that can roll the pole at 25 and they've been doing it their whole life. Come watch them work and you see how they work with care and control, precision. Now they've gotten their swings work together so good that it is just beautiful, right? Now watch those guys hit. Now those guys can hit the gas and keep it together. Until you can do that, you better slow it on down and get it together, right? Slow it down to speed it up. We slow it down, get it together, and we start to speed it up. And then we can hit the gas at the end, man, and it's gonna get nice to you. But it doesn't work until you get control. We'll be talking more soon. I've come up with a list of things that they'll go, oh my gosh, at seeing what they actually do. But we're in trouble. It's complicated at that point, right?